Are you ready to take your organization to the next level and become a game changer in your industry? Then look no further. Welcome to Yeukai Business Show, where we bring you the world's top business thought leaders to share their secrets to success, from leadership development to finance, marketing, self-development, human resource management, and much, much more. Our guests reveal the strategies, tactics, and mindsets that have made them so successful. So let's dive in and learn from the best in the business. Hello, and welcome back to another very special episode. I'm so excited that you have joined me here, and I know you've been listening for a long time because I can see from the interaction in the community that a lot of people keep coming back and wanting to learn more, and I know you're also doing the same thing. And Bill, today we've got a great interview, and I know you were asking earlier on to cover the mistakes. And today, that's what we are going to be talking about, the mistakes that people do. Sometimes they don't even know they're making mistakes in this area, but our expert today is going to reveal to you what those mistakes are and how you can avoid them for certain. Now, before we bring our guest here today, I want to remind you of two things. Number one, our leadership training mentor, Trevor Stockwell, is around in the community. And if you see him active in there, ask him about leadership training that he has. He's got an incredible training program that produced tremendous results for the business owners. So reach out to Trevor Stockwell in the community and find out more. And secondly, our podcast training. I know some of you want to know how to start a podcast, how to scale a podcast, and how to monetize a podcast. Because, we've been doing all these three, and we are doing it even at a larger scale today. So we created a program so that we can show you how to do that. So if you need that, again, go into the community where there is more information and we'll be able to help you. Now, that out of the way, let's go and talk to our guests. Again, as we always do, we bring the very best of the best, to come and help us, because we know when we've got the best guest here, you're going to act on their knowledge and you're going to get results, which is what we are all about. And my guest is truly outstanding. And, we've been looking at their background and what they do, and I think it will be a right fit for us. There you have it. Now, let's start here. For those who are yet to discover you and what you do, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of your background, your education, and your area of expertise, so that everybody in the audience will know who you are?
I'm Sam Laliberte, and I created the Freedom Lifestyle back in 2017 because I really believe in building businesses and creating your work environment based on the lifestyle that you want to live. I feel like it's such a special place in time and with society and the adoption of the internet and the evolution of online businesses, where you can now really make work for you. And you no longer have to fit your life into your work schedule. You can have your life come first. So I'm very passionate about helping people identify the lifestyle they want to live and really create it and have flexible work arrangements like freelancing, like remote work, like being a digital nomad, really support and facilitate that. I grew up in a very entrepreneurial family. I'm a fifth generation entrepreneur. So from a very young age, I really had a lot of role models who showed me that your career could look different than the traditional 9 to 5. And I didn't have to subscribe to that if it wasn't for me. Now, that doesn't mean it's not for everybody. There's a ton of people I know who say, Sam, my version of the freedom lifestyle is having the freedom to just go to work, not have to overthink about how I'm going to get paid this month, what I'm going to have to do, how I'm going to make my money. I show up, I get a break from my house, I get a paycheck every 2 weeks, I get that security, I get that stability. And when I leave the office, I leave the work there. I'm not thinking about it. For me, that's freedom. Amazing. I tried that I was suffocated by office culture and the expectations of having to be somewhere just so that your boss could see you and having to work 40 hours just arbitrarily, even though I could get my work done faster. So it wasn't for me, and I did something about it.
Outstanding. Thank you for sharing that with everybody. We're just going to go straight in and start talking about the mistakes. In your opinion, in this area, having done this for so long, what is the number one mistakes that you find business owners make consistently and oftentimes unaware that they're making the mistakes? And what should they do instead?
The number one mistake that business owners make is trying to do too many things all at once. And I love you for it. Those entrepreneurs that just have so many creative ideas, so many passions, so many things that they'd love to try and love to explore. Well, I'd love to have this revenue stream, and I'd love to do this and offer this, and I'd love to have a podcast, and I'd love to travel here, and I'd love to travel there, and I'd love to run this type of program and run this type of thing. And they just have so many ideas. And it's easy to look at me and see that I have 10 different revenue streams. I'm traveling to half a dozen countries every single year. I'm highlining 5 days a week and surfing on the weekends when I'm in Costa Rica. And I'm doing all these things that my life looks like a lot, and I'm able to do all of these things now, but that's not how it started. I started by just picking one thing at a time and checking it off. What is your first business idea that you want to put out there? What is something you're going to test this month, this quarter, and stay focused on that and not getting distracted by shiny objects or shiny opportunities that are inevitably going to come your way. As you become more and more successful and more established in your career, you're going to have just more opportunities come inbound. And it's going to be about what you say no to much more than what you say yes to.
Yes, I can see how that would work. I'm going to say I'm guilty of that, and I'm glad you are talking about this, and everybody's going to find a way. But the key thing, Bill, if you're listening, is once you discover that this is a mistake, is the corrective measure. What are you going to do about that? And this is equally important. Let's dive in to talk about what is the mistake that most often causes business owners to fail completely in this area. And of course, let's give an answer as to what they should be doing right now, given the information that we know now in light of the expertise that you're sharing with us.
In my world, the way to fail is to never try at all. And the reason that this happens has nothing to do with skills or your plan or having the tactics or having the strategies or having the action items. It's because of your mindset. It's from people who want to make a change, but spend too much time thinking about what could go wrong versus dreaming up and imagining what can go right. You really need to have more faith in yourself and in your dreams and your future and your life than fear. And you already know your current situation isn't working. And so, in my opinion, staying the same, it's just guaranteed negative versus rolling the dice and taking a chance. Sure, it could not work out, but it's not guaranteed to not work out. Your odds are a lot higher. So, you really need to just take that leap and try. The more you do, the more action you take, the more clarity you're going to have, because nothing is going to give you confidence more than the real world and the real market responding to your ideas, your content, your offers, your services. And so just do it, honestly.
Uh, my next question really is a tricky one because I'm sometimes guilty of it, and it is this: what is the mistake that often business owners make, where they think in their minds they're actually doing the right thing and don't realize it's a mistake in the first place? And what should they do instead?
Something that entrepreneurs in my world do, or aspiring entrepreneurs, aspiring freedom seekers do, that they think is helpful, which I get it, right? We're supposed to go out and collect ideas, collect feedback, collect advice. This is what they tell us to do: go out and get that market research. But the problem is that when it comes to your dreams, if you share those with the wrong people, that can be the quickest way to kill your and crush your dreams, because people are going to either confirm that they think you can do it and confirm that you have a good idea and support you going after their dreams only if they've done the work to make sure they're living a life that's authentic to them and making sure that they're going after their dreams too. If you go out and you're like, I'm going to make a change, I'm not happy, I'm going to do something about it, and you go tell people and collect advice from people who haven't done that themselves, it's natural for them to be triggered by that. And that can come out in a lot of ugly ways, typically by them sharing their doubts about whether you could do it. Because for them, they've told themselves it's not possible for them. So they don't want to see it possible for you. And once they put that self-doubt in your mind, that is one of the most toxic things to your business and to your dreams is self-doubt. You need to protect that. And so we got to be really careful with who we take advice from, who we share our dreams with. It should ideally be with people who have achieved something you're looking to achieve and have true life experience that they can bring to the conversation when giving you advice on whether you're on the right track about something.
Wow. That certainly is an eye opener. And I'm glad that you touched on that for sure. Let's talk about maybe go a little bit further. Are there any other major mistakes that we need to let our community of business owners know about? I know, of course, because of the constraints of time, we won't be able to go into greater details. We'll do that in the community, of course. But are there any major mistakes that you think and feel business owners need to know about right now in this area, of course?
Another mistake I see with business owners is to come up with an idea, product, business, service, create it, get the website up, get the podcast out, do all the things, get the Shopify page, have everything ready to go, but then they don't tell anybody about it. Then they don't really market it and really give something a chance to be successful. I think our personal brands and tapping into our own audiences and our own relationships is huge opportunity. Whether you're a freelancer who's looking for your first gig, tap into the people who know you, who like you trust you. Whether you are a service-based entrepreneur and you have a particular niche, tell your community about it. Be specific about why you're doing what you're doing and the transformation you can offer people, and ask for referrals. Maybe someone in your network is a good fit. We just make these assumptions that everybody who knows us, we just know everything about them. The amount of people who came out of the woodworks in my own life who I hadn't heard from in a decade, who saw what I was doing, who went out of their way to message me and being like, Sam, this is amazing. This is so cool. Can we hop on a call? I want to do this. I'm so glad I didn't just decide for all of these people that they don't vibe with what I'm doing, because that wasn't true. And you never know.
Awesome, awesome. And as we're coming toward the end of our time together here, is there anything else I've not asked you about in this area that you strongly feel that it will be appropriate to share and will be great for people to know about?
One other mistake is a little bit about mindset as well as strategy, which is having that attitude of experimentation and playfulness. Just because something didn't land the first time, maybe you have an idea for something and you put it out there and it doesn't fully stick, you don't get the results that you wanted. Well, that doesn't mean it's a failure. It means it's an opportunity for you to understand why it didn't work and try again with a different strategy, maybe a different message, maybe communicating to a different audience, maybe changing the pricing or the way you're positioning something or the way you're talking about it or where you're talking about it. It just means that you need to pivot. I think we give up so quickly and we don't really give our businesses a chance to succeed. And the best way to have that staying power is to just have an experimental mindset about it all of it didn't work. I wonder why.
Wow. Outstanding. Outstanding. A lot of great information there, a lot of things that we are discovering. Well, I want to say thank you so much for spending time with us here. What a great interview, great conversation we've just had. And I never want to finish off without giving you an opportunity to share with everybody where people can find further information or connect with you. Could you tell us a little bit more about your website or even your social media so that we can connect with you there?
If you visit my website, whatsyourfree.com, you'll be able to get a link to my podcast, The Freedom Lifestyle. This has been something I've been creating since 2017, where over these last 6 years, I've interviewed dozens and dozens of other freedom seekers who have also identified they wanted to make a change in how they were living their life and thought that business and flexible work arrangements could be their path to that. And everyone's life looks different, and everyone's story of how they got there is totally different, from professional poker players to voiceover actresses to full-time pet sitters who travel around the world for free taking care of pets. Everybody's story is different, and we all unite over our fact that we don't want to settle for a life that we're not extremely excited and obsessed with. And so you can learn about the Freedom Lifestyle podcast there. You can also book a freedom coaching call with me. This is a chance for us to one-on-one talk about your dream life, really create it, take a blank slate and decide if you could do anything. What do you do? If you could spend your time in any way, how do you spend it? And we uncover those prompts to really figure out what we want. And from there, we can make the plan of how we get there. But first, let's have fun dreaming up what you want. So whatsyourfree.com.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to know more, there are links below. And what a great conversation we've had here. And I know many of you will want to have follow-up questions and want more answers and maybe engage, our guest services. And the best place to be doing that is go and find out in our community. So if you're not yet a member of our community, click the link below and you'll be taken directly into an area where you can create your own account. Download the app on your phone and you'll be able to talk to our guests directly, and they will be coming back to you. They'll be able to answer your questions straight away. Very easy and straightforward. Or if you have been a member of our community and haven't been in there for a long time, well, this may be the appropriate time to go back, re-engage and reconnect with other incredible members of our community in there. And truly, this has been outstanding. Would you, in a moment, when I finish off, share with everybody how you will be helping people in the community in the weeks and even months or even in years to come as a result of this shortly. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Until next time, as we always say here, never leave a place of discovering a new concept or discovering what you ought to do or what you ought not to do without scheduling a time when you're going to implement that. Because it's a proven fact that if you don't schedule it, it's not going to happen. Life is going to take over. So we want you to do that. And when you have scheduled it, let everybody know in the community, and we will support you. We're cheering you on, and we truly believe in your goals. And when you are working on your goals, it makes me personally very, very happy, because that's the reason why we do what we are doing. So go into the community and do your very, very best. And again, access those leadership training, podcast training, and everything else that we've got going in there. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, live well, live with passion. Know that the best is truly yet to come. Thank you for tuning in to Yeukai Business Show. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode and have gained valuable insight and inspiration from our amazing guest. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review to help us spread the word. Also, be sure to check out our Leadership Ultimate Success Mastermind program, which is designed to help you and leaders in our community to do great things and support each other along their leadership journey. Until next time, live well, live with passion, know that the best is truly yet to come.